Okay, so hello everyone. From this video onwards, we are going to start a new topic. The topic name is user authentication and authorization. Right? So we will discuss about authorization and authentication. So what is the authentication and what is the authorization? Okay, so there are two important terms when we talk about authentication and authorization. Like what is authentication, right? The second thing is what is authorization. So these two important terms when we talk about user authentication and authorization. So let me give you an example so that you can relate. Okay. So for example, let's suppose we have facebook.com. Okay, on the facebook.com, what we are seeing here we are seeing this login form, right? So the first question is, are you the valid user or not? Means what you will do if you are the valid user, you will write your email or maybe phone number, and then you will write the password. After writing the password, when you click on the login, so this Facebook application will check whether you are authentic person or not. Authentic person means your user account exists in the Facebook database or not, right? So if you are getting the access, if you are getting, you are able to log in through your email and password, it means you, it means what you are doing, Facebook is doing authentication. Authentication means you have given your credential and you log in successfully, right? So whenever you are giving your credential, after that you are getting login page, your dashboard, it means this is what authentication done, right? And what is the authorization? Authorization means, for example, authorization means how much permissions you have. Okay, how much permissions you have. Let's suppose, for example, if we talk about faculty. Okay, if we talk about faculty in college, what we have faculties. Okay, so faculties, right? So faculties having more access than the user, I mean than the student. There are two entities you can consider. One is faculty, one is student, right? Another one is student, right? So which one is having more privilege? Which one is having more privilege? Obviously faculties is having more privilege than the student. Can faculty, can student check their marks? I mean student can check the marks. Can student give another student's marks? Can student check another student's mark sheet? Can student check another student assignment? No, that is not the privilege got by the student. These privilege got by the faculties, right? Means you are the valid user for this university, I mean you are the valid person for the university. Okay, so this is what, this is the authentication. So both are the valid. Faculty is also valid and student is also valid for this. So this is also authentication done. Here also authentication done. Now let's talk about access. How much access you will get and how much access you will get of the system. Right? So that is what, that is authorization. Authorization means how much privilege you have. For example, on Facebook there are lots of users account. As a user, can I delete another user's account? Do I have that privilege? No, I don't have that privilege. What does it means? I am, what does it mean? It means I am a authorization. Authorization means I have a limited access. I don't have admin permission. Okay, but I am valid user for the Facebook, but I am not that authorized person, right? Okay, so let me make it more simple. Okay, so when we talk about authentication, so authentication means the process of validating use, right? Validating user means are you the student of this university or not? Okay, you must be the student of this university. That is the first thing. This is the first thing. This is what authentication. Now, authorization means the process of validating access of user. Okay, so authorization means we are checking the permissions of the users, means how much permissions you have. Okay, how much permission you have. Let's suppose if you are the student, you have less permissions. Okay, less permission in the system. When you are the faculty, you have a little bit more permissions in the system. When you are the HOD, you have little bit more permission than the faculty. When you are the dean, then there is more privilege than the HOD, than the faculty, than the student. So this is what authorization. Authorization means how much permission, how much access of the system you have. What are the operations you can do, or what are the operations you cannot do. Once you are enter in the system, what access you can do, right? So this is what authentication and authorization. I hope you are getting it. Okay, so in Django we have two pre-installed application, which is for the authentication permission and authorization permission. We can say auth applications. So when we will create the project, I will show you those applications, but there are some auth application, right? Okay, so the first application name is Django.contribute.authentication. Okay, means auth. And the second important application is Django.contribute.content types. Okay, all right. So these are two important applications which we will use for authentication and authorization, right? So this is day 35. Okay, so what we are going to do today, we are going to create a project based on authorization and authentication. Okay, so for example, let me give you a overview what exactly we will create today. Okay, so let me just delete it. Okay, so we will create one page. Okay, we will create one application. Okay, let's suppose this is our application home page, and here we have navbar, right? On navbar, what we will keep? We will keep the logo. Okay, so logo, you can keep the name of the logo, or you can keep the we can say image of the logo. Okay, so it's up to you. So let's suppose the logo name is, okay, so logo name is, I'm writing here Nabed, suppose exams. Correct. So this is the logo name, and after that, here I'm writing something like, I'm writing here some more name like home, like Python exam, right? Or maybe we can say Java exam. Then we can say Python exam. Then there is one more which is, we can say aptitude exam. Okay. And the most important thing here, which for which we are learning this topic, which is for authentication and authorization, there should be some login, sign up, and logout functionality with our application. If you are the valid user, then only you can access the Java exam. Then only you can access the Python exam. Okay. So once you are logged in, you can sign out also. Right? And if you are the new user, you can do the sign up. Okay. If you are the new user, what you will do? You will do the sign up. Okay. So these are the things we have to take care. Okay. One is sign up. Should be a sign up functionality. Then there should be a login. Okay. User login. And there should be a logout. Okay. So these are the most important things to keep in the website. Okay. And here we will display our home page message. Okay, when user is coming on front application, I mean on this home page, we will display one message, something like welcome to, or maybe we can use the black color, or maybe this color. Welcome to a page exams. I think here is a spelling wrong. So this E is not there. S is there, right? And here we will display some rules, basically not the rules but instructions. What's the example? Exam. Okay. Instructions. Okay, so what are the instructions? We can write the instructions, right? So the instruction is uh, one, there should be some instruction, and there are another instruction, there is another instruction. Okay, so there will be some instructions as well. So we'll create this. Okay, so the idea is basically when you are the valid user, then only you can access this Java exam, then only you can give the Python exam, then you can give the aptitude exam. So if you are the new user, you can go with sign up option. And if you are already existing user, you can go with login option. And if you have done with your exam, what you can do, you can log out. Okay. So this functionality we have to create, correct? Right. So what we will do, we will create the Django application. So let's just open the VS Code, right? And in the VS Code, just open a new folder. And in the new folder, okay, so in the new folder, what you can do, you can create another folder for today's work, which is day 34. Select this folder, right? Okay. Now what we can do here, we can create our Django application, right? So for creating the Django application, what we need to do, we need to write the command which is Django admin start project and the project name. So the project name is authentication project, right? So just press enter and here you will get your project folder with configurations files and manage.py. Just go inside this folder by writing cd auth, just type two words and press tab key and here it will auto complete. You can press enter. We are inside this folder now. Okay, as you can see here, we are inside the auth project folder. Inside the auth project folder, we have manage.py. Let's create an application with. Okay, so py manage.py start app test app, right? So we got the test application. Now this test application is created by us. Then configure this application in settings.py. Go to the settings.py. In the settings.py file, you will see installed app. As I already told you, there will be an application pre-installed which is what? Django.contrib.authentication. Another application which is Django.contrib.content type. Okay, so these are the two applications which comes by default with Django. Right, so if you want to use these applications for authentication and authorization, what you need to do, you need to create the authentication table. right? How you can create the table for these applications? You need to run the make migration and migrate. But before writing make migration and migrate, let's register our test application here. Okay, so test application has been registered. Now for these two applications, create the database table. So which command we need to execute? The command to migrate and migrations and migrate, which is py manage.py make migrations. Okay, so you can see the database symbol here, but this database is empty as of now because our Python code has translated into the SQL code, but that SQL code has not executed. So to execute that code, we need to run the migrate command. Py manage.py migrate. Okay, so it has created all the tables structures. So here you can come and here you can see the okay, user authentication group. Okay, auth group permissions, authentication permissions. Okay, authentication user group. Okay, authentication user permissions. Okay, so this is what we received. These tables got these table schemes came into database. Okay, so now what we will do actually, so this is the formality we have done. So for okay, so first of all we have to create the this page. Actually we will create the base.html file, and that base.html file we will inherit into other pages. For example, when you are clicking on Java page, so this navbar should be the same, right now this navbar should be the same. Okay, when you are going to the Python exam, the navbar should be same, logo should be same, navigation should be same, these options should be same. For this we will create the base.html file, and that file we will extend in different applications. So for creating the base.html file, we need to create one folder inside the main project. So folder name is templates. In the templates folder, we will create one more folder which is test app, because we have to design the templates for test applications. Inside the test app, we can create our file which is base.html. Okay, base.html file will contain the common code which will be extended by other pages. I hope you are the clear. Okay, so what we will do basically, we'll create here HTML colon 5. Okay, so we are getting this basic code here. Okay, so no title thing. In the body section, what we will do, you just focus on the body section only. So in the body section, what we will do, we will create the navigation. But for creating the navigation, what we can do, we can use the bootstrap, right? So bootstrap will make our development fast. So let's go to the website. Okay, so the website name is Bootstrap. Okay, from the Bootstrap, we can take the CDN first. Okay, so let's take this CDN and go to the VS Code, and here we can add. by saying bootstrap CDN. CDN means content delivery network. Okay, so means we don't need to download the bootstrap. We will use this link, and bootstrap related content we can use on our web page. Correct? Okay. So now what I will do, I'll create the navbar. So how to create the navbar? I will write here nav, right? And in the nav, there will be a container. But before creating the container, let's design some, let's add some design. Design means bootstrap classes I need to add because I already linked the bootstrap. So here I will write class, and here I will say navbar. This should be, there is a predefined class which is navbar. In the navbar, I will say navbar expand large. LG means large, and navbar color should be navbar dark. Okay, navbar dark, and BG also dark. Background is also dark, right? Okay. So inside this, we have one container. So this is the div, and this div I will make as a container by giving it container class. Okay, so container class is predefined class. Okay, bootstrap is a collection of predefined classes. Okay, for each classes there are some predefined designs. Inside this, I'll create the logo. Okay, so for creating the logo, I will use anchor tag, right? And I'm not giving any link as of now. Here I have to write the name. So the name is Nabil Exams. Okay, what we are doing actually, we are creating this navbar actually. Okay, this navbar we are creating. Okay, so we have done this link, but let's suppose we have to display it as a logo. As a logo, so in Bootstrap there is a class called class, and the class name is navbar. Okay, navbar brand. Okay, so with navbar brand you can see this. This will be little thicker, right? Okay. Now, what's the next thing? After logo, there should be some, we can say there should be some navigations. Okay, these navigations, right? So how to make these navigations? We will use in the container itself. We will use UL. UL means unordered list. Okay, but we will give some class to it, which is class navbar nav. Okay, and margin should be auto, right? And for this unordered list, we have to create the list item li. Okay, and in li, what we will keep? We will keep one anchor tag. Okay, so in the li, we have one anchor tag, and what we will do here, we will create the home, right? And here, let's give some bootstrap to this li. So what will be the bootstrap? Like class navbar, right? And after that, we will say, so we have to give the class. It should not be nav bar actually. It should be nav item. And the first should be active. Okay, first. li should be active. For active, to make it active, okay, so we will write here active, right? And for this anchor tag, so it should not look like the anchor tag only. We will give one class to it. The class name is nav link, right? So yeah, and let's give hash. Similarly, we have to create other classes as well. So what I will do, I'll just copy this. Okay. So I will write here item one. Okay. And we have to create item two as well. Item, right? So for item two, I'll just copy and paste this. And the second second link name is which exam? Java exam. Okay, as we have created here, no, Java exam, Python exam. Similarly, we will create, right? And the second nav should not be active. Okay, right? Now let's just copy it and paste this. This is the item three, and this is the Python exam. Right? Now, so now just click on it. Now item four, and this is which exam? Aptitude. Okay, as per this interface we are designing, right? Okay, so now what we have to do, we have to create this. Okay, this particular panel we have to create. These buttons we have to create. For this, we will create another UL. Okay, right? And for this, we have created one UL. So for this, we will creating another UL. For creating the UL for them, just go to the end of this UL. Okay, so this is for sign up. login and log out, right? Okay. So what we need to do here, we will create one UL, right? And in the UL, let's give some bootstrap class. So for giving the bootstrap class, we need to use class attribute. And in the class attribute, we will write here navbar. Okay, it should be the navbar class, navbar nav. Okay, and we will mention here margin left, which is auto, right? And inside this, what we will do, inside this, we will write here list item, li, right? And inside the li, again we will write anchor tag, right? So li, let's give some bootstrap class for designing purpose, nav item, right? And this, okay, and here we can also give one class which is nav link. Okay, so these are the bootstrap class. You can learn more about the bootstrap classes before implementing it, or you can follow the steps, right? So the first name is sign up. Okay, so for the sign up we have done now. So this is what sign up. Now we will write for the login, right? Login. So for login, just need to type here login only. Okay. So once login done, then another. Okay. So after login, there should be one more, which is logout, right? And just write here logout, right? So we have sign up, login, and logout. Okay. So after that, what we have to do? Just come out from the nav. Okay. From here, we are completing our nav. So we will make it as a block. Okay, we can make it body block so that we can extend it. So let's make it body block. So we'll write here block and the block name. Okay, so whenever you are writing block, you need to end the block. For ending the block, you need to write here end block. But this block should have its name. So let's say this is the body block. Okay. Now this particular section we can extend. Okay. This particular navbar we can extend. Okay, because this area is what body block. Okay, the above area we can we can extend, right? So what we need to do now, we will create one view. Okay, just have a look. If you didn't complete it, you may complete it. Okay. can check it and complete it if you miss something. Okay, so let's create the home page view now. So for creating the view, let's go to the test tab and create here view, right? And what we will do here, we will write here tab home page view and the request. And what we will do, we will write here return render request test tab. In the test tab, we have home.html. Okay, why we are creating this home.html? So for example, this is the home.html. This is the home.html, and this home.html we will extend the base.html here, and base.html is having the navbar code. Okay, so we will create the home.html, and in the home.html we will keep the base.html. Okay, let's suppose this is a home page, but in the home page there is no navbar. So navbar, how navbar will come? We already created one base.html. Okay, so what we have done, base.html. Okay, so with this base.html we will get the navbar. Okay, so this is the idea. So let's just create one home.html here. So we will write here home.html, right? So let's write the home.html code. So we will write here doc type HTML, and we will extend the base.html so that we can get the navbar. So we will say here extend which application base.html, where it is tested. Inside the tester there is one file which is uh, okay, so there is a one file which is base.html, right? In the base.html we have to extend this base.html. Now here for this home.html file there should be a body. Okay, this is what we are inheriting, and this is the okay, let me just do it. I'm creating the code for this home.html, so that for that we will create one block, and there should be a block end. Okay, we will say end block, and block name should be there. So what is the block name? Let's suppose body block. Okay, and here what we have to do, here we will create some particular thing for the home page. Okay, so what we will do, so what we will do here, we will write here. Okay, so we will create here one code. Okay, basically what I'm trying to say, we have to implement this. This is not common for all page. This is particularly for home page. Okay, so the common thing we have extended, which is navbar, and this is the particular thing. So for this, we need to design it. To design it, okay, we will create some bootstrap class. So div, in the div, we will create one class, and the class name is, we can say, Jumbotron. Okay, you can see the Jumbotron in bootstrap how it looks like. But I'm using this class div, and in the div there is one more class which is container. Okay. So container is also a bootstrap class, and here I am writing one heading which is welcome to Naveed exam. Correct? Okay. Now here I have to mention the instructions as well. So for that I will write here h2, and here I will say instructions. Okay, and here I will write one class which is display. Okay, so display is also a bootstrap class, you can see. Okay, so after writing this, we will write some rules. For rules, we will create UL and LI, unordered list. Okay, so I will say rule 1, you should write one exam per day. Okay, so per day you can write one exam only. Okay. And there are some other instructions as well, which is rule 2 and rule 3. So we have some rules as well. Now, okay, so this is particular, this thing is not common for every page. This belongs to the home page only. But this is what, this is the common thing we have extended, right? Okay. Okay, so now what we have to do, just create the URL for the same. For creating the URL, just go to the settings.py file. I mean, not settings, but urls.py file. And here just write path, and we are not writing any endpoint because we want to directly open it. And where is our view? From test import views, right? And here I will write views dot which view, home page view, right? And see, we have created this template folder, so we need to configure this also. So for configuring it, we have base dir. Inside the base dir, we have templates, template dir. In the template dir, base dir / templates, right? Okay. And this template dir, we have to keep it here. So template dir. Okay. So this is how we have registered it. Now what we can do, we can run the server and we can check the first page, home page output. Okay. We didn't implement any functionality of sign up, login and logout, but we will implement. But before this, just basic structure. Okay. So let's just go to this URL and let's see what we are getting. Okay. So we are getting the same interface. Okay. So can you see? We are getting this. Okay. Instructions are not looking good. So we can do some adjustment. Okay, so instead of giving display here, we can give heading 1. If we will give heading 1, how it will look like? Yeah, so it is looking like this. And for this container, let's give some margin empty 4. Margin top is 4. So now it's looking pretty good. Okay, so we got this particular page. Okay, but there is no Java page, Python page, aptitude page. There is no sign up, login, logout functionality as of now. But in the next lecture, we will implement these pages. We will implement these functionality. So that's it for today. And we can improve the thickness of this logo. So go to the base dir, and here we can say heading 1. It work. I think it should. Okay, it's not working. What we can here. We can use the style. You can use the we can say inline style as well. So we can say build is folder. Okay, not width, but we have to write font width, font width. So this is the folder. Okay, so now it is much bold. All right, so that's it for today. Okay, so just practice it. You can explore the bootstrap. If you are not understanding the meaning of classes, you can go to the docs. Inside the docs, you can go to the we can say you can go into the components, and here you can check the components. Okay, in the components we are having different things. For example, let me show you navbar. So these are the different navbars. You can see here we have different navbars. Here is the code for each navbar. You can copy and paste. Okay, this is another navbar. Here is the code. So you can explore it. Okay, so in the next class we will complete this particular application, right? All right, so thank you everyone for giving your valuable time.